everyone. Today is Friday, and that means heart to heart. And today I'm going to share with you some ideas of how I learned to eliminate anxiety from my life. So on the way home, I decided what things can I change to make my life a more peaceable life. And these are some of the things that I have done in the last few years. First of all, I decided in my calorie intake to watch what kind of foods I'm eating. Am I eating a lot of junk food? I'm eating more fruits and vegetables. And another thing I have learned was sodas can be really bad for somebody who has anxiety, and also coffee. I eliminated all caffeine from my diet. I started using a gratitude journal, and every day I would write something that I was thankful for, even on days when it was really hard to come up with anything. Just the fact that I woke up and I was alive was something that I was grateful for, and I would write that down. Some days were really hard. And another thing I decided to do was, what kind of environment am I living in? I decided to start listening to nature sounds. I would listen to very soothing sounds on an old cassette player. That was another thing that really helped me out tremendously, is listening to very soothing sounds. I had gotten a whole bunch of old cassettes from the storms and sea and nature, and they are really nice to have, and I play them still to this day. What else have I learned? I have learned that our attitudes make a big difference on how we feel from day to day. And an attitude adjustment was needed for me. Every day I complained about things not feeling good and this and that, and I realized that I was just feeding my anxiety by dwelling on my feelings. The other thing was going to be very hard for some people, but I eliminated all negativity in my life. Do you have a toxic relationship? Sometimes these toxic relationships are the ones that are causing anxiety. And if it's a relationship that you can do without, it's okay to say goodbye and leave them behind. For me, I had a few friends that all they wanted to do was gossip and talk negative. And in turn, it just put a down on my life. And I just quietly left. They never really wondered. They didn't really care anyhow. Misery loves company, they say, and I didn't want to be part of it anymore. And that was a huge, huge improvement in my life, just getting rid of some of the negative people in it. Now I'm going to go with some of the holistic approaches to anxiety. Magnesium. When you have anxiety, you have a lack of magnesium, and magnesium is what coats your nervous system. Now, I don't take magnesium internally, but I do use it externally. You can get magnesium in a soothing bath. It's called Mr. Teal's, and it's Epsom salt. Magnesium basically is Epsom salt. You can put a half a cup of that into a bath water and soak. Magnesium goes into your skin, and it's a vital mineral that your body needs, and it's very badly depleted when you have an anxiety and a panic situation. Another thing that is really good is chamomile tea. Chamomile tea is also very soothing, and this is something that you can probably have even if you're on medication. What I am sharing with you is things that you can use whether you're on medication or not. Did you know chamomile tea you can also use externally? I put one tea bag in my bath water when I take a bath, especially on those very stressful days. Chamomile tea really works amazing. Now for essential oils. Somebody told me one day, oh Tessie, essential oils are just in the head, that they really don't work. But I tell you it's different. Now every essential oil is different for different people. But when my anxiety was really bad, I decided to get online and try to find out ways that aren't medicated ways that I could relieve it. And geranium, essential oil geranium, worked wonders for me. Because when you put essential oils on your skin, it releases the aroma, and when your mind is thinking of the aroma, it actually helps block your mind from thinking of symptoms. So geranium, and I get my essential oils all from Eden's Garden. They're very reasonably priced, and I think they're organic. I'm pretty sure they are, but they're very reasonably priced. I like the other essential oils, but they're just way too expensive for my budget. Anxiety Ease from Eden's Gardens is really good too, and I don't get any kickback from this or anything. I'm just sharing with you what I buy. Anxiety Ease works really well too, and some of the herbs in them are hard to raise, so it's cheaper and more economical to buy them. I think I paid $6 for this, and the shipping is always free. Before bed, it's always important to have a ritual before bed. And what I do is I use the Good Night, and there's also Sleep Calm. There's a whole bunch of them with Eden's Gardens. And what I will do is I make a salve that I actually put on my feet. A lot of things are actually brought up through your feet. So if you have a cold, you can put some eucalyptus oil salve on your feet, and that will help your whole system. There are a lot of ways to reduce anxiety, but they're not easy. And to say that I'm completely 100% free of them, I would be lying. But there's a lot of things you can do to reduce your anxiety. I know for me, when my children were small, I would have 20 minutes of time out each day. Each child was in their room for 20 minutes, and I would lay down for 20 minutes just to get a little bit of relaxation. I'm going to share with you in some upcoming videos some natural breathing techniques and relaxation techniques, which if you do not have anxiety, you're not going to probably be interested in these. But for those who have anxiety, this is going to be a really help for you. I'm going to actually go with you step by step through the breathing and through the calming exercises. It's where you focus on each muscle of your body, and the breathing is when you focus on the deep breaths and counting. There's lots of other ways to reduce anxiety as well. For one thing is, with anxiety, what I was saying last week was, when the right brain and the left brain, when the right brain is worried about what the left brain is doing, that's what's causing a lot of anxiety. So if you have shortness of breath, your heart is racing, and your mind is constantly dwelling on that, that's making it worse. But there are things to do to conflict between your right and left brain. Your right brain, your left brain, or your right brain and your left brain. One thing is to have both of them working at the same time. Little techniques like this, when you're in the middle of an anxiety attack, like going like this and like this, back and forth, actually helps your anxiety, because your mind is concentrating on your left and your right at the same time, like this. Another thing that can help with anxiety is taking your right hand to your left leg and just giving it a squeeze. This is for when you have actual panic attacks. You're squeezing your right hand with your left leg. That is producing sensations from your right brain to your left brain. And in turn, the other sensations you won't feel as bad. Try it. It really works. There's also called tapping. Tapping is when you tap 7 times on your forehead, 7 times under your chin, under your cheek, 7 times under your chin, and 7 times here at your chest. You do that in repetitive motions. This really helps too, because it actually will stimulate your brain to be focusing on what you're doing. The worst thing to do when you have an anxiety attack is to lay there or to sit there and dwell on it and wishing it would go away. That makes it worse. Immediately when you get an anxiety attack, focus your mind and your attention towards other things. They say looking at a candle flickering is a one way to help reduce anxiety, because you're focusing on something else. Never focus on yourself in an anxiety attack. And that is the hardest thing to do, because our human nature is, whenever we feel something that's disturbing and we do not like, we focus on it. And focus on it is what feeds it. Now, I'm going to share with you my #1 secret of reducing anxiety and panic attacks. My #1 secret in reducing anxiety and panic disorder is high doses of vitamin B complex and high doses of vitamin C. And I'm going to share with you a little bit why. When you have anxiety disorder, any kind of anxiety disorder, your body is quickly depleted of vitamin complex. I am, from birth, lower than in vitamin B than I should be. And vitamin B is crucial for your nervous system, for your endocrinal system, and for all the systems in your body as far as your brain chemistry. And when you're low in vitamin B is when you start feeling the anxiety. I take a tincture of vitamin B, and you need to get vitamin B complex, not just vitamin B12, because vitamin B12 does not work well unless it has vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 does not work unless you have vitamin B12, and also with niacin. So you need to get the vitamin B complex. This one is by Nature's Originals, and it is not something that's very good tasting. In fact, it is very bad tasting, but it works tremendous. If I can't address enough people who have anxiety disorder, I do not know as far as if you're on medication. I would think you could take this, but I am not a doctor, nor am I a nurse. So if you're on strong medications or you're taking prescriptions, you might want to check with your doctor first. The reason why I take it in a tincture form is because these vitamins go directly under the tongue, and I'm going to demonstrate to you how I do it. Depending on, if I'm doing it for maintenance, I would do about a quarter of a teaspoon like this. You lift it to your mouth, you put your tongue up, and you let it soak. Over the times when my anxiety was really high, I would take a whole dropper full, like that. I am not kidding you. A whole dropper full of this, in 1 week's time, I noticed a significant difference. So vitamin B complex, and I would really strongly advise you get it in a tincture form so it goes directly to your bloodstream. Also vitamin C. Vitamin C is also very important. And in my opinion, you can't get too much of vitamin B or vitamin C because what extra your body does not use, it comes out in your urine. This is something that your body doesn't hold and it doesn't become toxic. These two things here are my secret ingredients to relieving anxiety disorder. And I hope that somebody out there tries this because you will be amazed. But remember, vitamin B complex is what you want. The other week, I felt a little anxiety one night, and so I went back and checked to see what all I was doing. Well, I wasn't getting my sleep. Sleep is very important. Get to bed early if you possibly can. The sleep that you get before 12 midnight is the sleep that your body needs the most. So if you go to bed at 12 midnight and sleep till 7, you're getting the hours, but you are not getting the same as if you go to bed at 8 or 9, because the hours before 12 is what's really important. I think I shared with you everything that I know as of now of anxiety disorder. Like I said, I'm going to share with you, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it private or if I'll make it public yet, but I will share with you breathing techniques and some other things that I do for anxiety disorder. A lot of times when we are tense and we have anxiety disorder, we sit tense. Our jaws are tense, and we don't even realize it, and our arms are tense. We're just tense all the time. And in fact, when you're tense, that means you're not breathing properly. We're supposed to take deep breaths and breathe in for 30 seconds and breathe out for 30 seconds. It can be very challenging. I didn't get to that part yet. I'm at probably 20 seconds where I can breathe in and breathe out. And those are techniques that the more you get into meditation and relaxation, the easier that will become. And there are two different kinds of meditation. There's the New Age meditation. I'm not a part of anything that's New Age. My meditation is I meditate on scriptures, or meditate on God, or I meditate on Christian, very soothing instrumental music. I don't repeat with one saying, anything like that. I don't believe in that, but my meditation is I meditate on God. Also, another thing is meditate on the scriptures. If you're a Christian and you start getting anxiety disorders, take out your Bible and start reading your Bible. Reading is another thing because your mind is focusing on what you're doing than what you're feeling. If you get anything out of my episodes that I've shared with you, remember, get your mind off of what you're feeling and get your mind on what you're doing, because your mind is playing tricks on you. Our minds can play a lot of tricks on us if we allow it to. You start feeling really bad, start focusing your mind on something else. Reading. Also, I got rid of the TV. That was another thing. I don't want to make this video too long because I don't want to lose anybody with my length of video, because I tend to lose people's attention when my videos are too long. But another thing is I got rid of the TV. Of course, I do have the internet, but I watch it only on certain times of the day. I don't watch it an hour before bed. An hour before bed, get yourself ready for bed. Do a routine. Put some good smelling essential oils on. Some of the nighttime essential oils. Give yourself a foot massage. A foot massage is amazing for anxiety because a lot of times our stress will come into our feet. And if we release the tension in our feet, it releases the tension in our whole body, which makes sense. When you have a massage, you're relaxed. And if you don't have anybody, like me, I don't really have anybody, or I don't go anywhere to get massages, but I give myself a foot massage with some essential oils. And yes, I do put these essential oils directly on my skin. I've heard many people say they don't do that. I just put one drop on each wrist, and I'll show you. Let's do the anxiety ease. I'll take one drop, put it on each wrist. You want to do it on pressure points of your body, and I put one on each side of my neck, because that's an artery, that's the main part of your body as well, which it will soak it in and it will go right to your bloodstream. It'll go to your bloodstream for the medicine effects of it with the herbs, and also you could put it on the tip of your nose for the aromatherapy. The aromatherapy also. So essential oils do two things. Of course, it's the herbs inside it that have some medical properties, and then it's the, of course, aromatherapy in it, which helps focus your mind on other things. Please try these things and let me know if they helped you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye!